Hey, what's going on today, folks? Johnny P here again. Today I just wanted to talk about a hard conversation that I had to have with myself when I was going through this diet. As you guys know, I've lost 165 pounds with carnivore and coupled with OMAD. That's 1 meal a day, so intermittent fasting, and then working out and all that good stuff. But I just really wanted to talk about a difficult conversation that I had to have with myself, and that was not to normalize kind of the way that I was eating, and just try to justify it, I guess, justify the way I was eating, justify my size and all of that. So I went from 365 pounds down to about 200 to 205 now. I dropped that initial 165 pounds in the first 9 months, and just kind of maintained the last 3 months here, so totaling about a year, maybe a little bit more. But that's kind of where I'm at now. I'm kind of maintaining that 165 pounds lost, right at 200 pounds. But that difficult conversation that I had to have, I was normalizing kind of the way that I was eating, my activity habits, or the lack of, the activity that, I wasn't doing. I was okay with it. I just was like, oh, this is how, my life is now. And that's kind of, I think a lot of people have, a hard time wrapping their mind around that, and their relationship with food, their relationship with, moving and working out and all that good stuff. And I think, with me, it was just having a heart to heart with myself, saying this is not the life that I want, and then doing something about it, starting up and making it happen, and then sticking to it. You guys know in my previous videos, I always talk about getting started is the hardest thing to do, and I still stand by that it is the most difficult thing to do, is to get started. But it's a close second is sticking with it, sticking to something that you are comfortable doing for a long period of time, or for the rest of your life. This is a lifestyle change. I've proven that I can do it and stick with it. And I'm at a year now, and I don't see myself ever going backwards to that life. I've touched on it before. I was miserable. I just wasn't happy with where I was headed. I wasn't happy with how I felt every single day, and it was miserable. I truly was miserable. And you don't really know how miserable you are until you see the other side of things. And when I was in high school and stuff like that, I was fit. I played sports, did all that good stuff, but I just, it's just one of those things that I let myself normalize being almost 400 pounds. And I say that, and I know people are closer to, are closer to 400 pounds than I was. But, just to wrap my head around it, I tell myself, I was almost 400 pounds. 365 pounds is knocking on the door. So I'm not trying to minimize where anyone is at, but that's just kind of how I talk to myself, is knocking on the door of 400 pounds is just not okay. For me, that was my mentality. Just like, okay, well, let's fix this. Let's stop normalizing, being overweight, being out of breath, having issues tying my shoes at some point, not being able to work out, not being able to, run around and do the things that I wanted to do. If it's starting slow for you, if it's changing your diet, if it's, whatever that looks like to you, just get started doing something. I'm not saying carnivore diet is for everyone. Some people think it's, this magic, silver bullet. It's not. Any diet's going to work for you. Mine is just, the carnivore diet. That's kind of like that worked for me. I enjoy the food I eat. I don't see myself ever going back to where I was, just by eating this right now. Like I'm not bored of it. I'm having a good time eating it. I get the energy, the sustenance that I need to maintain throughout the day, and to work out, in my opinion, extremely hard. I'm training for a marathon now, and I lift weights 7 days a week. I, train 7 days a week, and it's just one of those things that I'm happy, where I'm at. And this is my new normal. And it's all started with a conversation with myself. This is not something, or that wasn't where I wanted to be. And I think if you really think about it, with you, if you're, watching videos like mine, or, my videos in general, like, you obviously want to push yourself past where you were. And or you know, where you currently are, you want to make sure that, you know, you're around for the long haul. You don't want, I mean, that's just kind of my, and I'm not trying to project onto you guys, but that's where I was like, I want to be around for the long haul. I'm not happy where I'm at. I'm miserable every time I, you know, stuff my gullet, you know, full of sugars and, you know, everything else, like a ton of carbs, like just the worst things you could do. I would feel terrible after every meal. Now I don't, like, you know, and it's just one of those things that, like, this is the life that I want to live. And I'm hoping that, you know, if you guys are along the journey with me, I hope you feel the same way. And it's just, you know, one of those hard talks. There's going to be a lot of them, especially throughout the journey, about not giving up, not quitting, sticking to it. There's going to be a lot of hard conversations. I feel like that this one, not normalizing, you know, where I was, you know, a really important one. So again, I hope this video helped, you know, anyone, and if it did, please, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment section below. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to y'all later. All right, bye.